Uh, this is Friday, October 27th, 2017. Master Pattern Report brought to you over the International Gilchrist TV station. And welcome. Okay, so we got a few things we want to talk about today. First, I would like to explain in part the master pattern and its mechanics relative to what's going on in the stock market and what's going on in the world. All right. The market. One of the reasons that we have been calling for a turn down in the market is based on a concept of polarity, opposition. Okay, and all markets, financial markets, economic markets, have frequencies like everything else. They have natures. They have positive and negative. And what happens with these systems, patterns, is that at some point of imbalance, the market, the economy will reverse itself. We have been at that point since the third week in September. Now, the essence is this. For instance, in politics, you see how in the United States the political system has turned completely polarized. The Democrats vote only one way for everything, and the Republicans vote only one way for everything, and it's the opposite. Now, when you have that kind of polarity, where you have no integration whatsoever, you are at a breaking point. And the market is there as well. And what we do is, what the master pattern does is it looks at these systems, right? And we can determine that this is what's going to happen, and most of the time we can determine when it's going to happen. Now, we've called for a turn in the market from September and October. The NASDAQ was up over 100 points today. I mean, that is a huge, huge move. Right? I'm more convinced than ever that a turnaround is imminent. Okay, it may not occur to those literal friends of mine who say, "Well, you said there's September and October." Yeah, I did, and chances are it's not going to happen Monday. It might. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen in the near future. It will. And what may the trigger could be one of a couple of things that's developing here. One of them is Venezuela defaulting. Another is the Puerto Rican bond defaults, which there's a lot of backroom speeches going on to try and make sure that that doesn't happen, but it's a possibility. And of course, as I said, the and the situation in Spain as well. So there are a number of indicators that could pop this thing in an instant. All I'm saying to you is, be very careful, because this thing is going to happen. It's like when I was in my early days in real estate, I knew it was time to change my my direction, my discipline in real estate. When I had people who had very little background, education in economics and in real estate, making all kinds of deals and being above the expert level and whatnot, I knew it was time to get out. Same thing is happening now. There are patterns. There are volume patterns that we see. There's this frequency program. Damn that thing. We were hoping to have it up by this week. It hasn't happened. We will have it by next week, and we'll be able to graphically demonstrate what this looks like, or what that looks like, and how well or how poorly it's going to make our predictions accurate or inaccurate. Okay, so this whole polarity thing is the way of the universe. I mean, it's the way that everything works, including us. All right, and we are, as you can see, in many instances, we're at that schism. You know, that here we are. There is no integration. Integration is definitely a system that's necessary for proper existence. So the balance needs to occur. It hasn't. It will. Guaranteed. It's just a question of how quick, and unfortunately, the longer it takes, the deeper it goes. So, I mean, if you can see a 100-point climb in a market in one day, such as the nasdaq, I mean, you could see a 200 and 300 and 400 day decline. So, just be well aware. We're not holding on even midterms. What we're doing is we're doing a day-to-day buy and sell assessment that's serving us very well, and I would like to advise those friends of mine who are going nuts in real estate. Same thing goes there. Watch it, man. I mean, these markets are on fire again, and we got a lot of things coming due. These mortgages, these reverse mortgages are coming due. The shifts in interest rate terms are coming due. A lot of things that you need to be aware of, and I understand that sometimes sometimes it's not good to know too much. But I'd rather err on the side of conservancy than over-aggression and take a giant hit. Okay. A word about opioids. We, as you may have heard, are in the process of formulating our genetic assessment program and biofrequency program in order to determine personality traits and character profiles. There are people who are more inclined to suffer from this affliction. We can tell with a great degree of accuracy the genetic and character profile of individuals, especially younger people, and that part of the program will be offered to the public. We have some beautiful brochures that Philomena's put together for us, which we should have within a week or two, maybe. Okay, we'll be glad to show you, put them online, show you on the TV, and the tests are being scored now, being constructed. We do estimate that by Thanksgiving we should be pretty much fully operational, and if not by Thanksgiving, certainly by Christmas. But we want to get this out because this is a dramatic program. I use this information myself. I have others that I'm going to be introducing to you as soon as we say go on the program. Athletes, business people, professional people that have used this. and have used it for a long time, and it's still as effective as is possible, as you will see in our testimonials. So if you are one of those unfortunate ones that are suffering from opioid addiction, or has a relative or close friend, please do not hesitate to contact us. There's a good chance we can help. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but there's a good chance that we can help, and for sure we can advise people about those of you or those relatives or friends that may be inclined towards that, especially the younger kids, you know, 8, 10, 12, 14 years old. We think we could certainly advise as to what the prospects are for them to become afflicted. Okay, keep that in mind. Pass it around, because that would be a benefit to society that we're looking forward in promoting. All right. Everything else is cool. The boss is coming back tomorrow from the hacienda in Scottsdale. We're getting ready for that. And by the way, as you see in our introduction, you see that little castle that we have there. That grass, and that's our home. That's our birthplace of Gilchrist, and where it all started, and where the family resides. Thanks for listening, and we will see you early next week. I think we'll probably see you maybe Tuesday next week. Okay, depending on how things go over the weekend. Have a good one, and be cool.